Keys have joined Blake and Adam as the voice coaches, and so far, every season of the show has been hosted by Carson Daly.
Hi everybody, I'm Carson Daly from NBC's The Voice. I want to welcome you to the Universal Front Lot. Our show is filmed on Stage 12. It happens to be the largest soundstage on the Universal lot. Take a look.
Take a look around as we drive by these stages and watch the people that are walking around them. Watch anybody driving past the tram in a fancy car or on a golf cart. They might be some of the actors and actresses working on the lot today. And I'll tell you ahead of time, we don't see celebrities on every tour, but we see them a lot. And it's normally out here around the sound stages. Usually, the guests on the tram see celebrities before I do, because I face backwards the whole time. So if you see someone you recognize, you know, point at them, yell at them, take their picture. I think they like when people do that.
Yeah, right.
These next two stages on the left, 25 and 24, the doors are open. This is where we film Colony. It's a science fiction show on the USA Network. Some of the stars of the show that we see out here sometimes, Sarah Wayne Callies, who used to be on The Walking Dead, and Josh Holloway, who used to be on Lost. And then the next two stages, 23 and 22, right now inside these stages, we're working on Superstore, our NBC show with America Ferrera, Ben Feldman, Mark McKinney. I'm going to be looking around a lot as we drive by the stages. In fact, I have to do it right now. There's a red light on in front of stage 27, directly in front of us. They're filming the Mindy Project right now. The cameras are rolling. I have to turn off the sound. Be right back.
Quay nhiều hơn có tốn không? Ừ.
There's a couple new shows that are filming inside these sound stages off to the right. One is Great News, which is a comedy going to be coming to NBC soon. And even though Universal is part of NBC Universal, there's a show that's filming here that's going to be on CBS called, on the right, 44. Right now, they're filming Hollywood Game Night.
Diễn viên á.
Nhưng cái nhạc ấy chứ kìa, nó
Hey kids, look, it's Ted.
luôn.
Is it?
See?
Kids, if you haven't seen Ted, ask your parents to rent it. It's really fun. No, I think parents, don't let your kids watch Ted.
Nó làm giả ngôi nhà.
And Universal is part of NBC Universal, one of the biggest entertainment companies in the world. This media powerhouse not only consists of the movie studio, it also includes a lot of famous networks. NBC, E, Sci-Fi, USA, Bravo, Telemundo, NBC Universal, Golf Channel, CNBC, MSNBC, the Weather Channel, Oxygen, Esquire, and NBC Sports.
Yeah.
Did you notice I didn't read that off anything? I memorized all those networks in order. I appreciate that. There's an office right down here on the left side of the tram. All these bungalows are for writers, directors, producers. It says MP in front of the office. That belongs to Mark Platt. He's the producer of the hit play Wicked, and it's been announced Wicked is going to be made into a movie. So they're in pre-production for the movie right now. That's going to be released 2019. The De Laurentiis Company, off to the left, produced the TV show Hannibal for us for 3 seasons. But many years ago, their office belonged to Alfred Hitchcock, the director known as being the master of suspense. Over here on your left, you'll see we're building 2 brand new high-tech sound stages. NBC's next live musical, Hairspray, is going to be filming live right here on the Universal lot. Hairspray is based on the Tony lot. This is where we're going to take you for the rest of the tour.
Wow.
The back lot is where we have all of our exterior sets that we use for the outdoor scenes. There are sets out here that look like New York City streets. We're going to drive right through the middle of an old western town. We still have the European village on our back lot from our classic horror movies, Frankenstein and Dracula. So you're going to be able to get some really good pictures. There's a set over here, the construction underneath the tent. This isn't a movie set. This is a maze built for our Halloween Horror Nights. Halloween Horror Nights runs every Thursday through Sunday night up until the first week of November. And this is our American Horror Story maze over here. Back lot, where we have our exterior sets. This first section of the lot that we're taking you through, it's called New York Street. And this is frequently used as New York in movies and TV shows, a lot of commercials film out here. To tell you a little bit more about it, here's my co-host, Jimmy Fallon.
Hey everyone, welcome to New York. I got my start right here in New York on Saturn if you make it here on the Universal lot.
These barriers that are out in this part of the back lot, it's because we've been using this for our Halloween Horror Nights. This is, I guess, some of the lines to get into the mazes.
Nó dựng lên nó không cho người ta coi bên trong là gì á. Ồ, có cái máy chặt đầu của anh. Có cái máy chặt đầu, có cái body nằm đó kìa. Yeah. Yeah. Đang phim cái gì ở đây vậy?
They lower the red flag and we continue on. So there's a lot of times we'll be filming things out here in the back lot. We're able to drive right through or at least right next to areas where they're shooting. As we head up the hill to the next part of the back lot, I'm going to bring up a special guest in the monitors. I've got an Academy Award-winning director that's going to tell you about this big soundstage right next.
I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up in adventure. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to the Lost Island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along for the ride. Now, we have created this 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have...
There's no cuts, because it's one giant shot, and this tram that's driving along through Skull Island is where the camera's from. This ring represents where the screen is 10 meters away. We're really creating about 50 minutes of a feature film. That amount of visual information, that number of pixels, and presenting them to the audience, it's a hell of a...
It's from the 2008 version of Knight Rider, and right next to it, a red Ferrari from Magnum PI, hit 1980 show. Biff's convertible, that was from Back to the Future, and the 3 futuristic-looking cars were built for Back to the Future Part 2. The Flintstones cars, those are the only ones up here that don't work. They don't have engines, but for a good reason. In the movie, just like the cartoon, they didn't have engines, so they built them that way on purpose. We have a couple Fast and Furious cars, 2 from Too Fast, Too Furious, 1 from Fast and Furious 7. That gyrosphere is from Jurassic Park. I'm sorry, Jurassic World. The 2 boys are trapped in it when the dinosaur attacks them. Some of the first Transformers filmed on New York Street that we drove through a moment ago. We have some military vehicles that were used in the film. And on the monitors, other picture cars in action. Oh, wait a minute, lady. Don't. There's another picture car on the right side of the tram. The camouflage Mercedes SUV is from the Lost World, second Jurassic Park. In fact, that SUV is in this clip somewhere. It's like right after a tank. There it is, in the middle of the screen. In fact, right now we're going to take you through an area where we've stored some of the sets and a few of the picture cars from the Jurassic Park movies. John Hammond, who created Jurassic Park, wants to say something to all of you.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Thank you, John Hammond. I thought the speech was going to be longer. That the T-Rex is slowly pushing off a cliff during a storm, and Julianne Moore, Jeff Goldblum, and Vince Vaughn are trapped inside of it. Couple of dinosaurs up in this part of the back lot. We have a few spitters, some of the mechanical spitters that we use. Oh, wait! They're attacking! Why would we do that? It's like dinosaurs keep spitting on us. They're gonna spit on the third car. And probably the first part. That's why I have a window. If you didn't get wet, don't laugh at anybody that's sitting next to you that just got wet. A, that's not nice.
I just found an station for Skull Island, Amity Island. Forecast. Now here's a look at what's going on.
Flash flood warning, Old Mexico.
Nè, lũ ra đây nè.
That's where we are right now. Old Mexico. This part of our backlot is frequently used as Mexico in productions. There was a lot of stuff that used to film out here back in the 70s and 80s, like the $6 Million Man, the A-Team, and Knight Rider.
Nó bị mệt mưa
Whoa.
nè.
That was accurate. Al Roker just predicted a flash flood, then it started raining, but there's a problem with rain in this part of the backlot. The set is built on a hill, and when it rains this hard, we've been known to have floods.
Dạ, lũ xuống.
You guys might want to be careful if you're sitting on the left side of the tram. Watch the top of the hill. Keep your cameras protected. There's a flood coming.
Whoa.
Oh, wait for it. Wait for it. There it is.
Wow.
I'm going to show you this special effect in a movie. This is a scene from Big Fat Liar.
You can't outrun the wolf, kid! Yeah, we'll see about that.
Now all the water that we use for that special effect is recycled. Gets down to the bottom of the hill, gets pumped back into the tank at the top. Old Mexico has also been seen in Three Amigos, Nacho Libre. 2 weeks ago, it was dressed up to be Tijuana for an episode of Criminal Minds Beyond Borders with Gary Sinise. And we're crossing a border right now, out of Old Mexico into Texas. These old Western sets
The
make up
barn.
6
Oh
Points,
my
Texas. Some of the first sets that were built here on our lot. Some of these buildings are now over 100 years
Texas.
old. Originally built in 1915 when we were making silent movies, and the sets are still used. On the monitors, you'll be able to see a gunfight that took place right in the middle of the town.
This town ain't big enough for the both of us, Jimmy Fallon. Again. This is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. We just have to talk it out, that's all.
Nhựa sơn màu trắng đen đấy.
Ben Affleck was filming a movie out on these streets earlier this year. It's a mobster film called Live by Night. It's going to be released in theaters in January. Ben Affleck is also directing the movie. One of his co-stars is Scott Eastwood. His dad, Clint, used to make movies out there using those same sets. So Clint Eastwood, Kirk Douglas. In that clip I showed you, Jimmy Fallon mentioned John Wayne and Jimmy Stewart did films out there. These are some of Universal's Western stars and the movies that filmed out in that part of the studio.
Wow, beautiful house.
Right behind the trailers, over here on the left side of the tram, there's a house set that's used for the talk show Home and Family. I'm turning the sound down a little bit. Home and Family is shooting inside the house right now. It's a show that airs on the Hallmark Channel, hosted by Mark Steinis and Debbie Metanopoulos. The episode that they're filming inside right now airs tomorrow morning. They shoot every episode a day in advance. And so far, all of the sets that we've been passing by in the tour have been our outdoor sets. Next, we're going to show you an example of an interior set. We're going to take the tram inside one of our sound stages. Soundstage 50. Stages can run anywhere from 90 to 95% soundproof. However, they still like us to turn off the sound of the tram as we're driving by. When they're filming that episode of Bones, they shot all those scenes at night.
Station.
So the trams had already finished for the... Whoa.
3D nữa hả?
That's an earthquake.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Some of the telescope on the ceiling on the left, the ceiling's coming down. Hang on, everyone.
Gas. Ném
Nó làm
gas.
tại nó làm cái giống.
There's a train coming. It's not slowing down. It's gonna crash. Look out. Let's get out of here. The water main just broke.
Oh my god!
I have a window. The reason the 20th Century Fox used that set for Bones, in the same episode there was a scene with an earthquake. And 20th Century Fox knew we already had a whole earthquake set up on the to a peaceful part of our backlot. So we bring you to Amity Island. Amity means friendship. Amity Police Department wanted us to close the beach because they had some shark attacks. We caught a shark. It's hanging in front of the hotel. Even though they caught the shark, they still don't want us to reopen the beach because there's another shark, a bigger shark, on the other side of the water. They didn't catch that one. Oh, it's coming towards
Thấy,
us.
thấy, thấy. Họ phim ở đây á.
What's that in the water by the boat? Hey, mister, this beach is still closed. Sir, there's another shark. Hey, mister, are you all right? The shark ate him. Yay! Everybody, please remain seated at all times as our tram makes its way across the dock, covered in barrels of gasoline. Oh, the shark took the dock.
What?
The gasoline.
Wow, so hot. Trời ổng
I
kìa.
found the shark. It's right next to us.
Whoa!
We just came face to face with a great white killer shark, inspired by the movie Jaws. Not the movie Sharknado. Terrify that. Jaws, directed by Steven Spielberg. You can see what someone did to the Amity Island billboard in the movie after the shark attack. Got hit by graffiti. That's not the shark that Steven Spielberg used for the film. This one was built just for the tour. Our shark works better than Steven Spielberg sharks. There were 3 different mechanical sharks made for the film. None of them worked very well.
That's a much shark. The shark was frustrating. It didn't really work all the time. It didn't work at all. Wherever you...
Street was used as Wisteria Lane. They're filming the TV show Great News around the corner right now. Someone parked a car on the grass next to one of our movie sets. That's kind of disrespectful. Bear with me for a second. I have to do this. Studio tour to studio security.
This is security. What's going on, studio tour?
Our tram is passing Wisteria Lane. Someone parked a 1970s black Charger on the grass by the last house. Do you want to take a look at that?
Okay, tour. I'll send someone down to check it out ASAP.
All right, call me back. I'm required to do that. If there's a car illegally parked where the tram drives by, I have to call that guy and tell
Is
him.
that illegal?
He's calling me.
No.
Yeah, go ahead, officer.
Studio tour. Looks like we might have an issue. I'm patching you into Agent Novak from the FBI.
FBI?
I'm sorry to interrupt your fun, but we've got video surveillance on that Charger you all saw. We ran it through the system, and the driver has been positively identified as Dominic Toretto.
What?
I've been tracking this guy for a while. He's a hardened criminal. He's likely armed, and he's definitely dangerous. My men and I are on our way to apprehend him right now. If you see him, Don't be a kid. Don't engage. Just keep a safe distance and report any further sightings to studio security immediately. We'll handle it from there.
Thanks for the heads up, Agent Novak. I'll keep an eye out for anything suspicious. Hey, here's a set. You might know what it's from. Over here. Do you know what this is?
No.
The Grinch!
Oh, yeah.
It's the town of Whoville. This set was built for How the Grinch Stole Christmas. These houses are made of styrofoam.
Oh,
Big blocks of styrofoam carved around chicken wire and wood. They look great. Most people know the Who's live near the Grinch. They're afraid of the Grinch. But they live closer to somebody much more terrifying. Norman Bates, the psycho that runs the Bates Motel. This is the set from the classic thriller directed by Alfred Hitchcock. Right now it's dressed up for Halloween Horror Nights. This is part of the terror tram for the event. Norman Bates lives in that house at the top of the hill, and he's standing on the
Ủa, em
front
thấy cái tên này
porch.
trong phim nhiều lắm nè. Bates Motel. Yeah, the Bates Motel. You know, a lot of movies.
Look, he's staring at us. He does not look very happy to see a tramload of people driving this close to his home.
Ai vậy?
Norman, what are your thoughts about what they did to your motel for Halloween Horror Nights? Are you a fan? Not a fan. Norman Bates, do not walk towards the tram with a knife. Norman, I will tell your mother. That stopped him.
Kìa. The plane. The plane crash.
Look what he did to the airplane. That's a sharp knife.
Này trong phim em có coi luôn.
Behind the Psycho House, there's a set of a crashed airplane. This was built for War of the Worlds. We're going to stop for a moment. While the tram is stopped, it's safe if you'd like to stand up to get some pictures of the crash plane. This is how the set was used in War of the Worlds.
The airplane crash site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around